What up, people, and welcome to another episode of Social Moments. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, click on the bell, and click on all. Do what to give this video a like. So the entire African social media space was thrown into a frenzy with a whole video about a pregnant woman who was cheating on her husband in their matrimonial bed with their pastor. Insanity, right? It sounds like some insane story, but it actually happened. If you watch my previous upload, if you come across it, if you haven't and you want to acquaint yourself with this story before diving into this one, you can go watch that one before you come back to this one. So some people, social media detectives went digging and they found all kinds of interesting things about this whole story. Social media detectives came back with interesting gist about this story. The pastor, first of all, is actually Congolese and the woman is a Zambian. The pastor's name is one Piercy Enoch Peters, whose Facebook bio, interesting enough, states, "A man who don't tire until I get what I want. The sky is the limited and I thank God for grace." Well, he sure doesn't tire until he gets what he wants. The bio and his actions cannot be more in sync than it is. And the wife's name is Martha. I'm sure we've all been acquainted with. The husband made very sure of it in that video.
On my bed, Martha. Martha, on my bed.
So if you watch the other video, I was saying when usually women get themselves into this kind of situation with their pastors, having sex with their pastors, is usually to actually get pregnant because some African pastors convince them they have holy sperms, they have anointed sperms or whatever, and that's the only way they can conceive and have a child. So I thought it was weird that a pregnant woman already was getting herself involved with a pastor like that. But it turns out my speculations in that other video wasn't far from the truth, and that is exactly what was going on here. This was entirely about getting a child. And according to the woman's home country, Zambia, a news portal called Zambia Online says Martha was barren and Congolese pastor helped in making her pregnant. New information suggests that the trending video in which a lady identified as Martha, who was begging for mercy from her husband after being caught red-handed with another man, was actually performing, it gets interesting, the last ritual for safe delivery. So this wasn't the first time, if that paragraph is anything to go by. She's actually done it with the pastor, and that's how she even conceived in the first place. She even got pregnant in the first place. I don't know, like we all don't know. I'm sure even the husband don't know at this point if the child is his or is this pastor's. But judging from this paragraph, if this Zambian online portal actually is factual, this ain't the first time it's happening. They've actually been doing it, and this one was like this was pretty much like the stamp, to end the deal. This was the final take. Sources says the two individuals, the ungodly Papa and Martha, were performing the last ritual as she was barren for some time, and the Congolese pastor assisted in bringing the fruit of the woman. And if you've seen the video, and you can tell by the pictures, there were candles and there was a calabash. I don't know if that was a frying pan. It's crazy. It's just confusing, but there were all kinds of crazy things on the ground, lit candles, calabash, and what I think is a frying pan on the floor. There was some kind of ritual going on, and apparently this whole ritual, weird sex thing that was going on between this pastor and his church member, pregnant church member at that, was actually to finalize the ritual of her getting pregnant. Again, West, I never thought I would even do a story like this, as crazy as this, first of all, to bring an update and actually tell y'all it get worse. But it somehow actually get worse because some women have pitched their tent and defending this Martha woman. Women supporting women. Women supporting women. Somehow some women are defending this, saying people shouldn't speak out of ignorance and Martha did nothing wrong because fruit of the womb, people. One such person went anonymous, went into the DM of somebody who posted this story saying, "Madam Ngozi, I like you, but please do not put your mouth in things you have no understanding about. Let me tell you this. I am one of the women who benefited from sleeping with her pastor. I was TTC, I don't know what that means. I'm thinking it has something to do with not being able to conceive. I was introduced to a man who is my God on earth in form of my pastor. He changed my life and I am rejoicing today. I slept with him and he told me that my womb is opened. That when I get home, I should sleep with my husband, and I did today. I am a mother. When I tried conceiving the second one, the enemy came again, and my pastor said, no worry, and we did it again. I went back home and slept with my husband, and today I'm a mother of 2 wonderful kids, a boy and a girl. Please do not put mouth insulting any woman believing in her God. That woman was just unlucky she was caught, but her prayer would have been answered if they weren't interrupted. To African men, we need to start practicing better sexual health culture. And I know this isn't for every man out there, but there's a lot of African men out there who deem it unmanly to even go get checkups when it comes to their business down there. When it comes to conceiving, most think, their part is just jumping on the woman and doing the sex part. The rest, the conceiving part, any other thing is supposed to be the woman who make it happen. Most of them consider it unmanly to even go to the hospital to check their fertility, to check their sperm count and all of those things. That is very vital in conceiving a child. Most deem it unmanly. They will not do it. They are not even open to hearing it. It happens in a lot of homes. And when you have such an archaic mentality and that's how you go about your business, you leave an open gap, an open space, a huge one for these charlatans, some of these pastors, to fill in and pollute your woman, your wife's mind, their mentality with all kinds of this nonsense that end up in situations like this. This goes to show you how much of craziness is going on, like in African homes. Like if you have an overly religious, overly spiritual woman for a partner, for a wife, as a man, you really should be checking yourselves, because some of these people have more respect for their pastors than they actually do their husbands. They will actually go ask for input from these men of God, even if you discuss something with them, before they abide by it. If their pastors don't say yes, they will never go along with it, even if you are their husband. The amount of hold some African pastors have on their female congregation is just insane. It's what it is. It's so crazy. But these are just 2 cases, this anonymous woman and that of Martha, that we've learned about. I've learned about this kind of situation pretty much since I was a kid. A lot of it is happening, going on in the shadows. And so I'll say this again, as a man, if you decide to have a kid, you should be planning and saving some money on the side too, just so that immediately the kid is born, you do a DNA test just to be sure of yourself. Seriously, just to be in the clear, to avoid all these kinds of situations. Because imagine Martha's husband didn't chance upon what he chanced upon. This kid, as we've learned from this Zambia online portal, they've been doing it. That's how she even conceived in the first place. So it's probably not even Martha's husband. It's probably the pastor's child, and this man wouldn't have known and will be raising somebody's child. So again, when you decide to have a kid, save money for DNA tests too. But yeah, that's about it in this craziness. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. If you be Zambian and you have any more info to share about this story, I'll be glad to hear it from you. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Catch you later.